Hi and welcome to a new episode on your channel Dual Knowledge. In this video, we will be talking about dictionaries and how to use them effectively. So, a dictionary isn't just a book that gives you the meaning of a word. It's way more than that. You can benefit from dictionaries big time. A dictionary is a teacher at the tips of your fingers. It can teach you lots of things beyond just the meanings or what we call the senses of words. And today, I'll be giving you some tips on how to use dictionaries effectively because you will be needing them in your journey in learning English. So, apart from the meaning or apart from the sense of the word itself, dictionaries give you grammatical information about words. For example, if the word that you are looking up the meaning of is a verb, a dictionary tells you what's the base form of that verb. When we say the base form, it's also called the bare infinitive of the verb, which means the verb without adding any additions to it, without adding any suffixes to it. For instance, a verb like working isn't the base form. The base form is work. Another verb like enjoyed is not the base form or the bare infinitive. The bare infinitive or the base form of enjoyed is enjoy. Another verb like plays isn't the base form or the bare infinitive. The bare infinitive is play. So as you could see, the base form with the bare infinitive of any verb is just the verb in its raw form without adding anything to it. So if the word you're looking up in a dictionary is a verb, the dictionary tells you the base form or the bare infinitive of the verb. It tells you also form 2 and form 3 of the verb. Each verb in English has 3 basic forms. Form number 1 is the bare infinitive or the base form that we have just talked about. The second form is the past simple form or the past tense of the verb. So for instance, form number 2 or the second form of eat is ate. The second form or the past tense of come is came. The past form of drink is drank. So drink, eat, and come are the base forms or the bare infinitives of these verbs. Came, ate, and drank, these are the second forms or the past tenses or the past simple forms of these verbs. The dictionary tells you that as well. And it tells you the third form, or what we call the past participle of the verb, which in these cases are come for come. So come is come, came, come. So the first form or the bare infinitive or the base form is come. The past tense is came or the second form or the past simple. And the third form or the past participle is come as well. The past participle for eat is eaten. And the past participle for drink is drunk. D-R-U-N-K. So that's a bit of information that a dictionary tells you. Another important piece of information that a dictionary tells you about any word is its collocations. And that's a crucial concept in English. The food that you eat at a McDonald's restaurant, for example, or at Subway or at KFC, all these restaurants, the kind of food that they provide you with or the kind of food that they serve is called fast food. There's another word in English which is called quick. Quick is a synonym to fast, which means that they have the same meaning. But does that mean that we can say quick food to refer to this kind of food rather than saying fast food because quick and fast have the same meaning? No, not really. That's because in English, we have to use collocations correctly. A collocation is a group of words which are used together as a package. So this food isn't called rapid food. It is, excuse me, It isn't called quick food. Although rapid and quick and swift, all of these are words which are synonymous. They have the same meaning to fast. But the thing is, the collocation, the correct collocation, the correct word package is fast food. This kind of food is referred to or is known as fast food. You cannot say swift food, rapid food, or quick food, or any of these things. So the dictionary also tells you the correct collocations with the word. For instance, if you're looking up the word exercise, it tells you which verb should you use with exercise. So you can say do exercise, you can say take exercise, but you cannot say make exercise, because make is a wrong collocation with the word exercise. Do is a correct collocation. It's a word that collocates with the word exercise. Take collocates with exercise, but make doesn't. On the other hand, another word like mistake, you can make a mistake, but you can't do a mistake. You can't take a mistake. So do and take are two verbs which do not collocate with the word mistake, whereas it collocates with the verb make. We have another word like accident. You don't do an accident. You have an accident. You don't make an accident. So make and do, they don't collocate with the word accident. Have is the verb that collocates correctly with it. Another word like decision. You can make a decision. You can take a decision, but you can't do a decision, because the word decision doesn't collocate with the verb do. It only collocates with make and take. So all this information about collocations and the correct usage of word packages or words that go together, all of this information is also given to you by a dictionary. And as you can see, it's far beyond just the direct meaning of the word. It tells you how to use this word, or if there are many words, how to use these words. If there are many words you're looking up, how to use these words correctly. Right, so there are different types of dictionaries. You can have a monolingual dictionary, which means a dictionary that uses a single language. In our case, it's English, because this video is about learning English. So you might use a monolingual dictionary, which is an English dictionary, meaning that it gives you the word in English, and it gives you the meaning of the word in English and all the information about it in English. And you can also use a bilingual dictionary, which is a dictionary that uses two languages. English, that's the language you want to learn, and your native language or your first language. For example, if you're an Arabic speaker and you have a bilingual dictionary, this means that it will give you the word in English and all the information about it in Arabic. A bilingual dictionary is typically easier to understand, but an English dictionary gives you far more information than a bilingual dictionary. And of course, if you are learning English, your get-to-go is a monolingual dictionary, an English dictionary. This is your friend. This is your companion throughout your journey. You could have a bilingual dictionary at your side, but just for words which you can't understand in the monolingual dictionary or in the English dictionary. So if there is a word that you're looking up and you looked it up in an English dictionary or a monolingual one and you couldn't understand the information about it, all right, in this case you might use the bilingual dictionary, but don't resort to the bilingual dictionary unless you have exhausted all the possible ways to understand everything about the word in the monolingual or the English dictionary. So what kind of information does a dictionary give you? When you look up a word in a dictionary, the section of the dictionary that explains everything about the word is called the word entry. The word entry. So what can you find in a word entry? For example, if you're looking for the word company, what are the words, what is the information that you can find in the word entry for the word company? Many things. A multitude of things, yeah. You can find the phonetics of the word, which means the phonemic symbols, the set of symbols that teach you how to pronounce the word correctly. It gives you the meaning of the word, and of course, the vast majority of words in English do not have one meaning. They have more than one meaning. It gives you also the dictionary. It gives you grammatical information like the part of speech or the word class of the word, if it's a verb, a noun, an adjective, an adverb. And we have talked about parts of speech extensively in a previous video that you can find on the English content playlist on the channel. Additionally, the dictionary provides you with example phrases or example sentences that highlight and use the word so that you know how to use the word in context. We also explained before the difference between a sentence and a phrase in the same video that we were explaining the different parts of speech of words in English. It gives you, as I said earlier in this video, collocations, word combinations, and gives you synonyms and antonyms for the word. Synonyms are the words with the same meaning to each other. So big and large are synonyms. The dictionary also gives you antonyms of the word. An antonym is an opposite. So beautiful and ugly are antonyms. So synonyms are the words with the same meaning, and antonyms are the words with opposite meanings. So how should you use a dictionary? Like, what are the tips that I can give you and that can assist you in your journey learning English and using dictionaries effectively, efficiently, for your own good and for your own interest? So be careful that most words have more than one meaning. So the first meaning listed in the word entry is the most famous meaning for that word. So when you have, for example, a word that you're looking up, and when you go to the word entry of that word, you find 4 meanings, for instance, or 3 meanings. The first meaning listed is the most common one. The second is less common, and the third is the least common meaning for the word. But be careful, because maybe the meaning that you're looking for is not the first meaning. It's not the common or the famous or the well-known meaning of the word. You might be looking for another meaning of the word which is listed down or listed at the end of the list because it's not very common. Also, another tip that I give you is that when you look up a word in a dictionary, after you have known everything about it, put a tick next to it. So when you go back to the dictionary and you find ticks next to all the words that you have learned, this psychs you up and motivates you and encourages you to learn more and more words as you find the number of ticks in the dictionary increasing as time elapses. Also, the tick next to the word tells you that you have bumped into or come across this word before, so you make sure that you still have all the information about it in mind. Do not also resort to the dictionary right away once you bump into a new word. Try to use what we call in English context clues. So context clues are simply things in the sentences before and after the word which tell you the meaning or can infer the meaning. You can infer the meaning of the word from these sentences before and after the word. So we call this context clues because you can conclude, you can deduce the meaning of the word from the context rather than rather than looking up each and every new word you come across. We always encourage our students and we always advise them and inform them that when you are reading a certain passage in English, you don't have to know each and every word that you come across. Many words in the same passage can be new to you. So in an exam, for instance, you won't be given the privilege of using a dictionary. So in this case, you have to use the context clues in order to deduce or conclude the meaning of the word. And also, it's a useful tip that if you bump into a word which has some sort of a different meaning to the meaning in your own language, maybe you can write like a note next to that word in your vocabulary notebook, which is something that I advise all English learners to have. You must have a vocabulary notebook to jot down all the new words that you learn with all the information relating to them in it. So if you come across a word and you understand and learn everything about it, and you find that this word is similar or different to the same word in your own language, maybe you can jot down a little note highlighting this, that this word exists in your language and it's similar to the word blah 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 according to your own language. Or you can write the note in the way that surprisingly or astonishingly enough, this word in English has a meaning that's quite different from the meaning that we have in our own language. So you also highlight that in your own language or in English as a note next to the word. Another tip which I give you is, if you find that the pronunciation of the word is tricky, you might write or you might resort to writing the pronunciation of the word in the letters of your own language. So if the pronunciation of the word is tricky and you are concerned that you might forget the meaning later, forget the pronunciation later, so maybe what you can do is that you can write down next to the word the pronunciation of the word in letters of your own language, of your mother tongue, of your first or native language, so that whenever you come back to the word, in order to review or revise it, and then you find the pronunciation written next to it in the native letters or the mother tongue letters of you easily remember the pronunciation of the word, which is a fundamental component and a main or a primary aspect of the information about the word. So these were some tips on how to use dictionaries efficiently and effectively. Dictionaries are indispensable when you're learning any language, not necessarily English. So I hope the video was useful to you. And as usual, I look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.